You're listening to the Daily Nugget, dnugget.com for Tech Thursday. It is December 5th. Welcome to it. We have the usual crew. We have our dancing leader, Andy. He looks like he DJ
dancing.
So
he's practicing for the Olympics.
He's doing something. He's doing the presidential shuffle.
That's all I can do. As a white guy, I just got to stay up here. That's all I can do.
Janelle, who's in her fancy recording studio.
Hey.
My name's Sam, and today we're talking about medical science.
Fantastic.
Tech Thursday. Memories are not only in the brain.
Oh, they're on Facebook.
Ugh, Facebook.
Well,
So it's not just brain cells. This brand new study shows that other cells in the body can learn and form memories too. That's kind of interesting.
so there's
muscle memory, right?
Right. Non-brain cells can turn on a memory gene, the same gene that brain cells turn on when they detect a pattern in information, and restructure their connections in order to form memories. Oh, yeah, muscle memory, I guess. It's actually a thing. See, when I always heard muscle memory, Jen, I was always thinking of it from the idea of, like, it's transmitting to your head. Like, you're telling, your brain is telling your body to move.
Turn to your biceps and go, remember that?
And so, when you learn how to do a movement, it starts with your brain, and then you kind of figure it out. If you don't do it right, you're like, okay, I got to do it this way.
Sort of. How many times have you driven home from work and you don't remember your trip because you were mindlessly doing it, but you were still doing it?
Right.
Yep.
So what part of your body is that? Where's that memory in? Is that in your hands or your feet because you're pushing the gas and the brake?
Your whole body. There's a book out there that I read called The Body Keeps Score.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's what I was thinking. What's that about?
Well, it's a little less lighthearted than what we do here, but it's about how your body remembers trauma, even when if a child was in like a super scary accident and they were like 1 year old, but so they don't have any like mental images of it, but their body has a memory of it. And so your body remembers the trauma even if your mind doesn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So how does it manifest itself in your life? If you're in this accident, you don't remember it.
You don't remember it, but it manifests in all sorts of different ways. The book is crazy long. But I read it after I got out of hospital. It was really interesting just to read about how you're like, even if you don't remember it, like you still feel some sort of tension, and you can't always put words to that tension. I would imagine that works the same way when you're learning a musical instrument or exercising with proper technique.
That's what I was thinking with music. I mean, your brain is still involved too, but at some point, like there was a point where I was singing so much, not like I had perfect pitch or anything. Like that's kind of a phenomenon too, but I didn't even have to think necessarily. I knew what it felt like, literally in my body, what it felt like to sing a certain note before I'd sing it.
I can still sing and play God of Wonders in E from college because I did it so many times.
And also that is part of your trauma too, Sam, right?
Thanks, Northwestern.
Both of you, it's the worship leader curse. Sorry.
It is.
Sorry. I feel like there's some trauma in your life, Janelle, we haven't unpacked lately.
You don't want to go there, Andy.
Well, that's kind of a staple of the podcast at this point.
This podcast has been
the
traumatizing.
Cheeto jar.
The padded room. I take your the animals that have died
We can't
in
see
your
it.
watch.
Janelle has started
Oh my
growing her
gosh.
longevity horn.
Yeah. Oh, not that.
What kind of memories are in a longevity horn?
That's scary right there. Now you
Is
talk
that what
about
happens? You get to a certain age and you run out of brain space. Is that why the horn?
Should we examine them some more? Is that what you want?
No.
Do we need to dig deeper?
Speaking of trauma, no.
I had enough of that last week.
What's that called? Immersion therapy? We don't want that. We don't want more of it.
No, I agree. I agree with Jen. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, everybody's got trauma, whether they recognize it or not. I really believe that, you know. And some medical doctors say that babies are traumatized coming out of the womb. So, how are you going to do that? You know, we just have to rely on the fantastic grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. That's all we
Speaking
can
of
do.
muscle memory, and I think we did this at one point, showed the video of babies, infants learning to swim. Like
We
just
talked about that.
yeah, they just throw them in the water and they just start floating.
Jen was going to throw her baby in water.
Because they naturally know how
right
to a certain age.
And they forget. Well, and this is the thing too. I never get this. Why can we not? How is it a thing that we have to learn? And how do you teach someone to swim? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Especially because I know how to swim. It's just like I go in the water and you just do it. Like, how do we not?
Water. The goal is to survive. So most people learn to swim by learning to survive.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. So you just that adds credence to the idea of just throw kids in the water.
Yep.
See, literally sink or swim.
I wish Lindsay was here.
Yeah.
My daughter Lindsay did this very thing to her son, the youngest.
And it worked?
It worked. Yeah. They wanted to see what he would do if he accidentally got pushed into the pool, and they pushed him. Mm-hmm. And I guess he gave her the dirtiest.
Oh, I bet. Because they have a pool?
Yeah, it was shocking.
They have a lanai, right? Shocking. Yeah, because everyone does in Florida. Well, next time she's on the air, I would love, next time she joins the show, we'll have to have her talk about that, because that's really interesting. Yeah. That does lend some credence to the idea of muscle memory being literally in your body and not just your brain. I
mean, if you think about babies specifically, they were in fluid for so long.
Right. Just swimming. Just floating around. And you've had, like it's like they're flipping around. They're not just sitting there. Mm-hmm. Right. They're exploring.
And that's the nugget. That's it.
I try so hard to keep this PG, guys.
Go sit down. Hard. Andy, go sit down. Sit down.
Back to your corner. Go back to your corner.
I wasn't trying to make it gross.
I was tracking with you till you went there. Like, what's wrong with you?
I wasn't trying to make it gross. Now I know how Janelle feels all the time. I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way.
You're yelling like she does too. Wow.
NuggetHateMail@gmail.com. If you believe I didn't mean it that way, please vindicate me.
Oh yeah, you give him a chance to explain.
Hey, you know what? Anyone could vindicate you at any point, Janelle, but no one has emailed us to defend you. I'm sorry. They don't need me to tell them to defend you.
I mean to tell you. Okay. All right. It's getting real now.